put it into a centralized database. That is what we call as a data warehouse. Right. So the main purpose of the data warehouse is to make the data available to the end user. End user is nothing but the higher management of any organization, right? So I mean, you can stop me at any time if you have any questions, right?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So I mean, the end user, the higher management can take their decisions, right? So there are some properties of basic properties of data warehouse, right? It is integrated, right? As I told you, data from various sources will be integrated and transformed and loaded into a single place, right? So integrated is one of the property, right? And non-volatile. What does non-volatile mean? The if you have some data, and if you have inserted that data into your data warehouse, that will never be deleted, right? So if you take any transactional data, somebody, suppose if you have a customer and customer has his details like his address, right? If he changes his address, right, in the transactional database, the current address will be replaced with the new address, right? So in the transactional database, the history of the data will not be maintained, and you lose your older data, historical data, right? Whereas in case of data warehouse, we maintain the entire history of the data. So that is where the word non-volatile means, right? You insert the data, but you will never delete the data. So you'll have complete history of the data in data warehouse. In order to make any kind of decisions in a business, you must need historical data. What happened last month? What happened 1 year ago? What happened 5 years back? Right? So based on the historical data and the current trends, the higher management take decisions, right? So that, and subject oriented. It is a subject specific. I mean, for now, just leave about the subject. What does the word subject oriented mean? I mean, as and when we go further, you will come to understand what does subject oriented mean, right? And time variant. As I told, I mean, it will have the data of the all the times, like complete history to the current, right? So these are the main basic properties of data warehouse, right? So if you have a data warehouse, these things can be happen. I mean, for a particular higher management, he can check from the entire database he has. He can check who is the best customer for him, who is the bad customer for him, right? And how can he make his bad customer as a good customer by making some promotions on what, right? So I mean, right? So in the data warehouse, he has the complete history, and he has the summarized data, right? So if you take the normal transactional database, the data is not summarized. It will be it will be at individual level, right? So I mean, in our data warehouse, we can have the data summarized to a particular level, or I mean, data can be stored like how much amount was spent by a specific customer in the entire month, right? So I mean, in a specific city, what is the revenue generated, how to, right? So he can have the complete history of data, and entire summarized data he can have in data warehouse. Whereas if you take transactional database, you know about transactional database, right? So I mean, whatever day-to-day activity is happening, right? So that will be stored in the database, which we call as transactional database, right? So I mean, how the data warehouse architecture looks like, right? as we have already as I've already said, the source data, actually your transactional data may be in any way, like it can be in relational databases, right? It can be flat files, it can be
Yeah.
mainframe files, right? So any kind of data may
Yes.
be
Yes.
there that can be extracted and integrated, right? And then data cleansing and the transformations will be applied. What does cleansing mean? I'll tell you what does cleansing mean. Suppose if you have data, if you have a column in your transactional database where you need to enter your city, right? So the
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
who is going to enter the data in transactional data, he may give the same city name in different way. Some, if you take Hyderabad, somebody may write HYD, another person may write complete Hyderabad, somebody may write in caps letter, somebody may write in small letter. So
Yes.
in our data cleansing process, what we do, we make every entire thing as unique, right? So we make
Yeah.
everything as HYD or everything as complete name, right? And this is just
Yes.
an example what kind of data cleansing that can be done in a data warehouse,
Yes. Yeah. I can. Yes. Yes. Yes.
right? So once I mean you extract the data, you have stored into your data warehouse, and once that is loaded, there the data can be read by your reporting tools, right? And
Yeah.
those reporting tools will generate reports, and that will be given to the higher management so that they can look at the report and make appropriate decisions,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the functionality of Ab Initio only till loading into data warehouse, extract the data from various
Okay.
sources, apply transformations, and load into data warehouse. Once the data is
Yeah.
loaded into data
Uh.
warehouse, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. You mean this tool occupies only in EDW or in live tables?
Yeah, I mean, using Ab Initio, you can perform things like extracting the data from a table or reading the data from a file, right? Reading the data from a mainframe file or flat file, or reading from a
Yes.
table
Yes.
and
Yeah.
loading into
Yeah.
another file or another table. That's what Ab Initio does.
Loading
It
into
won't
other
generate
table.
any yeah, it won't generate any reports and show it to the users, right? The extracting the data from the data warehouse and generating the report will be done by some other tool,
Yeah. Okay.
right? So Ab Initio is just an ETL tool, right? It performs only ETL, E as in extraction, T as in transformation, and L as in load. Extract,
Yes.
transforms, and loads. And once it is loaded to data warehouse, it is the other person's duty to generate reports, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah, I mean the meta. If you see here the bottom line, metadata repository. Repository. The word repository means data about the data. Whatever code we write, right? There will be that has to be
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
stored at some place, right? That we call
Yeah.
as
Data information.
repository, right? So metadata is nothing
Yeah.
but data about the data,
Yeah.
and which
Yes.
we are storing in the repository. That we call as metadata
Yeah.
repository, right?
Yeah.
So we will see some basic differences between what the transactional database is and the data warehouse, right? OLTP, online transactional processing. I mean the
Yeah.
word OLTP means online transactional processing. So whatever day-to-day activities are done, that will be stored into OLTP, OLTP, and data warehousing is different, which is like taking the data from OLTP and loading into data warehouse. That will be done by
Yeah.
Ab Initio tool or any ETL tool.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. This Abinitio is going to be operated in the in the warehouse. I mean BSS, right?
Sorry, BSS.
Sorry,
What did you say?
BSS. Yeah.
BSS.
This tool is going to be operated only in warehouse, right? Not in OLTP, right?
Not in OLTP, but OLTP
Yeah. Okay.
can be acted as source for the Ab Initio.
Yes, yes,
Right?
yes. It can be acted. It can be acted as a source. Yes.
Yes, OLTP acts as a source, and Ab Initio connects to the OLTP and extract the data from that database and load it into some other database, which is our final target. Right?
Yeah. Sure. Yes. Yes.
Our target is nothing but our
Yeah.
data warehouse. Right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I mean today I mean whatever topic I'm going to explain, I will just brief about each, and later in later session we
Yeah.
can discuss in detail. Right? Right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I mean there are basic differences between OLTP and OLAP are like application oriented and subject oriented. Uh, if you take if you take any business, there may be some applications, right? There may be some front end applications which we fill the data into it, and that loads into a table at the back end, right? So
Yeah.
OLTP is nothing but the application driven, right? You understood, right?
Yeah.
There, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes, I
so
got. I got online data. It's nothing but online data, live tables.
yes, yes, yes. So this is driven by application, and whereas
Yeah.
warehouse is subject, a complete kind of department. It stores the entire data of the complete department, or complete a specific set of business data will be stored. Whereas application may, in a particular
Yeah.
organization there may be 10, 20 applications. Each does the different operation, right? So data from
Yeah.
various
Yeah.
data generated by various applications will be stored, integrated and stored at single place. That is the difference between OLTP and
Yeah.
warehouse, right? And the data warehouse can also
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
called as OLAP, online analytical processing.
Yeah.
You understood the difference, right? Online transactional
Yes.
processing
Yes.
and online analytical processing. This is just for transactional
Yeah.
purpose. This is an analysis. This is, and the warehouse is for analyzing the data,
Yes. Yes.
right?
I got it.
And
Yeah.
basically OLTP just to run the business, and whereas it is used for whereas warehouse is used for uh, performing analysis on the data,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I
Yes.
mean, yeah, there are many other differences, but we will deal in detail later, right? So you got the
Yeah. Sure.
picture, right?
Sure.
What the difference between a
Yes.
transactional
Yes.
database and analytical database, right?
Yeah. I got it.
Yeah. So if you take any, if you take, I forgot to tell one more thing. In OLTP, it is mainly the data model used is ER modeling, entity relationship modeling. Have you heard about any
ER
ER
modeling.
modeling?
No. 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 No.
Uh,
No.
e,
Not it.
yeah, ER modeling is ER modeling abbreviated. I mean, it is abbreviated as like entity relationship modeling. If you take any table,
Entity relationship model. Okay.
yeah, if you take any table, any two tables, if there is a relation between those two, one table contains primary key and another table contains foreign key to this particular table, right?
Yeah.
You have idea about databases?
Yeah. I know database SQL Server. I know.
Yes, right. In databases, you know about primary key and foreign key relationship, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
That is what we call as entity
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
So if you take a normal transactional database,
Yeah. Okay.
there may be 100 tables, and one table is linked to another table, and another table is linked to one more table using this entity relationship, using this primary key and foreign key
Yeah.
relationship.
Okay.
That is what
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
call as ER modeling. Whereas when you come to data warehouse, we only follow dimensional modeling, right?
Dimensions and facts. Oh.
Yeah, we have only dimensions and facts in our data warehouse.
So,
right?
so here no need. So here no need of primary key and foreign key relationship
Yeah,
between the tables.
we have a primary key and foreign key relationship between these tables, but the model look like this. I mean, there will be one table at center, and that is surrounded by the other tables. And what exactly they mean, I will tell you. Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you take any ER modeling, the relation may be in zigzag manner. Suppose you have tables A, B, C, D. A primary key, there will be a primary key present in A, and corresponding foreign key is there in B. Right. There will be another primary key present in B, and that can be related to C. And from C there can be relation from C to D, right? So if you come to dimensional modeling, I mean it's not that way. It has to be a fact table will be there, right? That is linked to many dimension tables. And if you see, there are 4 dimension table. Dimension table 1 may not will not be related to dimension table 2, right? I mean, you understand the difference between ER modeling and dimensional modeling, right? So any table can be related to any other table in ER modeling, but in dimensional modeling that is not the case, right? And why did we go for this, and what are the advantages of dimensional modeling? We will come to know. Right. So this is how the structure looks like. So there will be a fact, there will be a fact table, and the various other dimensional table will be surrounded by it. Right. What is the fact table and what is the dimension table? I'll explain you. If you have a business sales domain, if you have a sales department, right? So like there may be many dimension table. There can be one dimension table with the details of a customer. Okay.
Yeah.
There can be another dimension table with the details of stores, right? There can be another dimension table with the details of products. Right. So in dimension tables, it won't contain any measurable value. Suppose if there is a I will explain you. Suppose in fact table, what it contains is it contains the actual measurable values, like like quantity and price, right? Suppose we have we have a we have 3 dimension tables. One is customer dimension table, another one is store dimension table, the third one is product dimension table, right? So if a customer makes a purchase, right, in a particular store, and a particular product, right, all the information, all these 3 information are available in dimension. But whereas the actual quantity he buy and what is the price, what is the price of the product, how much he paid, that will be stored in fact table, right? You understood, right? The measures, the numerical values will be stored in fact tables. The other information will be stored in dimension tables.
Oh, the main information will be stored in dimension table, you mean?
Yeah. That's what, like attributical information will be stored in dimension table, right? So
the main data is called as attributes.
Yeah. This attributical information is stored in dimension table, whereas the key measure values, the quantity and price,
measurable, which the values which are measurable.
Yeah, right. So which are measurable, numerical values will be stored in fact table.
Oh, these are the facts. Yeah, the facts means facts. Okay.
Yes. The amount,
facts about
the quantity.
Product.
Yeah, we call that as
facts about the product.
Right. So all the facts will be stored in fact tables. Right. And
so if there is 1 minute, please. So if there is any this is dimension facts table relationship, right? So if there is any particular enterprise is there, there will be many dimension table and only one fact table or many fact tables.
It would be like this: one fact table connected to a set of 5 or 6 dimension tables, and one more fact table uh, connected to some other few more dimension table. Suppose
Yeah,
if you take this sales department only,
okay.
there will be a sales fact,
Yeah.
right? There is an orders fact.
Yes.
How the orders have been placed.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Right.
one dimension table is connected to fact table, right? So the
Yes.
same dimension table can be connected to other fact table.
Yes. Yes. Of course. Yes, it is possible. That is where we call that specific dimension table as confirmed dimension table.
Oh, confirmed dimension.
Yeah, there is a specific naming convention for that. If a specific dimension table is common across multiple fact tables, right? So that we call as a confirmed dimension table.
Confirmed dimension. Okay. Okay.
Right. I mean, you understood the basic relation between fact and dimensions, right? So
Yes. I got it.
How it will be like, suppose if the dimension 1 is customer, so for each and every customer there will be one customer ID created, right?
Yes. Yes.
Suppose we take this as key 1 in the screen, if you see, right?
Yeah.
If you see key 2 as a product, for every product there will be one key one key assigned, product ID.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And for every store there will be store ID will be there. That we consider key 3. Right? So these keys are nothing but the primary keys to the dimension tables, right? Key 1, key 2, key 3 are the primary key to their respective
They act as a primary key.
Right?
Yes.
In our data warehouse terminology, we call that as surrogate key.
Surrogate key.
Yeah. So each and every surrogate key will be maintained in fact table here also. Right? Suppose customer ID 155. He buys a product 420. Right?
Yeah.
And in a store 55.
Okay.
Right? Those details will be stored along with the quantity of products he taken and the amount he paid.
Yes.
Right? So for the customer information, for the product information, the entire information is not stored here, just the key.
Yes. Okay.
But the major value stored is
major values fact tables.
Right? So I mean, I will explain with few more dimensions and how the data is linked. I will explain. It is not ready with me right now, right? But this is the basic relation between dimension table and fact table.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, in our dimension table, in our data warehousing concept, I will be covering these are the topics like dimensional modeling. As I told you, in dimension tables we will be having dimensions and facts.
Yeah.
Right. So in the dimensional tables, in the dimensional modeling, there are two types of modeling. Two types of schema. You know the meaning of schema, right? It is the combination of tables.
Yeah.
It is the, I mean, logical structure of combination of set of tables.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Like database, a small database.
Yeah, but in a specific database there may be 100 tables and there may not be relation between each and every, right?
Yes.
So schema, if you look at here, this is a schema, right? These are the set of related tables.
Yeah.
Right? So set of related tables we call as a schema. right? So here in data warehouse we have two types of schemas. One is star schema, other one is snowflake schema.
Other one is
Snowflake schema.
snowflake schema. Okay.
Yeah. So the one which you are seeing is star schema.
Oh, like is star schema. Okay.
This looks like a star, right? So
Yeah.
we call if a fact table is connected to one dimension table, many dimension tables we call as star schema. Suppose if you see one dimension table is further connected to another dimension table.
One dimension to other
I'll tell you how it is. Suppose I have a customer, right? I have customer table, customer dimension table. In that customer dimension table, I will have the information of customer, his personal information like his phone number and all. But along with that, I will have one. I will have address also, right? In the address section, I have city. I have city information. Okay, but there can be another dimension table with the name city dimension. Right. A particular city may be belonging to a particular state and belonging to a particular country. Country. The entire information I am not storing in my customer dimension. There is another dimension where I am storing the rest of the information like city details and all.
Yeah. So how will you how the data flow between these two dimension tables?
As you know, data should be loaded into a parent table first and then to the child table. This is a universal process, right?
Yes.
So the data should be loaded into city table first, right? So once the city information is available, then only it can load to customer table, right? Right. So in the star schema, fact tables are connected to dimension tables. In snowflake schema, dimensions are connected. Fact tables are connected to dimension table, but the dimension tables are further connected to other dimensions.
Extensions.
Yes. So that is where we call as slightly normalized data. You know normalization, right? In database concept.
Yes. Splitting of this tables.
So
one table into different.
If you have address of a specific customer and you are storing the city information in a separate table, that is nothing but normalization of data, right?
Yes.
I mean, if the data is partially normalized, if your main dimensions are partially normalized to make another dimension, right? So that we call as that kind of dimensional modeling called as like that particular kind of schema is called as snowflake schema. And if it is just one layer, it is a star schema. Right. And so we'll be dealing with all these things like dimensional modeling and schema design. What are the different schemas? Star schema and the snowflake schema. And we will deal in detail about what does fact hold, what does dimension hold, and how to load dimensions and how to load facts, and slowly changing dimensions. So this is the one topic we'll be dealing with, like I mean almost every dimension table is slowly changing dimensionally. Why do we call that as slowly changing dimension? So once you understand the basic difference between facts and dimensions, right, you will understand why we call that as slowly changing dimensions. I will explain. Suppose if there are customer to a particular store, right? There are 100 customers registered today, right? Tomorrow there may be 10 more customers registered, and after tomorrow 10 more customers registered, right? So the data, how it is getting increased is very slow, right? But if you look at the facts, so if a particular registered customer he buys something, it will be entered into fact table, right?
Okay.
The
Yeah.
customer information is entered only once into dimension table, right? But
Yeah.
all the transactions he performs on daily basis, everything will be loaded into fact table.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
So if a customer purchases, if a customer, there will be one record for a customer in dimension table, customer dimension.
Okay.
But for the
Yeah.
same customer, there could be 100,000 records in fact table, because he can buy 1,000 products, right? He can buy on 1,000 days. Like today he buy one product, tomorrow he buy another product, right? Entire information is loaded into fact tables.
Yes. Okay.
So I mean, if you understand the difference between fact tables and dimension table, you understand why do we call as slowly changing dimension. The size of the dimension table is smaller, whereas the size of the fact
Yes.
table
Yes.
is
Yes.
very huge.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You understood, right?
Because
Why it is very
there are
huge?
many transactions, but even only seeing few customers there, but there will be many transactions like this.
Yes. Yeah. There can be few stores. There can be few customers. There can be
Yeah.
few products. But the
Yeah.
transaction applied on these three things are huge.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
OLAP. Yeah, OLAP,
Yeah.
online transactional processing. This is nothing but our data warehouse, right? We have been seeing a few differences between OLAP and OLTP. So we will further see more,
Yeah.
right? So data mining.
Yeah.
So data mining is the advanced concept of data warehouse. So
Yeah.
data mining is like exploring the data we call as data mining. Data mining is no more, I mean, it is not closely related to data warehouse, but just having an idea of data mining is better. But we are not
Okay.
going to
Yeah.
go in detail with about data mining, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, and
Okay.
Kimball and Inmon. Kimball and Inmon are the
Yeah.
uh, two basic, we consider
Yeah.
them as fathers of data warehouse, right? So they have given some approaches how to design a specific data warehouse, right? Kimball and Inmon. So based
Okay.
on
Yeah.
their
Yes. Yes.
given design, we go ahead with our data warehouse designs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I will
Yeah.
explain them. And in fact tables and dimension table, we have various types of dimensions, various types of facts and dimensions, like additive facts, semi-additive facts, non-additive facts,
Oh.
right? There
Okay.
are some
Oh.
factless fact tables, and we have been seeing, I have told you about confirmed dimensions, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes. Confirmed dimensions.
if a specific dimension is connected to multiple facts, right? So
Yes.
such kind of various types of dimensions, types of facts are there. We will explain. I'll explain about them.
Yeah.
And there's a data mart. We have data warehouse and data mart. If you take data warehouse, it contains everything of the business, right? So if you
Okay.
take data
Yes.
mart is the subset of the data warehouse.
Oh, subset of database. Data
Data warehouse.
warehouse.
Suppose I have one fact table, sales fact. I'll have another fact table called
Yeah.
orders fact, right? So
Yeah.
uh, both orders fact and sales fact, both are in a single data warehouse, right? But
Okay. Yeah.
only the sales fact and its corresponding dimensions will become one data mart, and orders facts and its corresponding dimensions.
Only particular data. You mean particular data related to the enterprise?
Yes, that's what it is. Like
Yeah.
in the warehouse, we have the data of the entire business, and there may be subsets.
Whole. Yes.
Yeah, whole business, and data mart is the just
Yeah.
subset of the data warehouse,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And and I'm just going just overview, and we can
Yeah,
discuss
sure.
a little more later, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and drill down, there are some approach things called as drill down and drill up. So you know the granularity of data. You don't know, right? So
Granularity. I don't know.
yeah, granularity is nothing but, suppose if you have data, if you have data in a table, right?
Yeah.
That is the data is there'll be one record loaded for each day, right? Then the data,
Yeah.
then the grain of that particular data is called as at day level, right? If the data
Okay.
is summed up,
Yeah.
okay, if the data is summed up to create one record for the entire month, if a particular customer makes purchases throughout the month, right? For every day he purchases something and data is
Yes.
entered into table, there will be 30 or 40 records, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I mean, at at that particular situation, the grain of that particular table is at day level, right? So if we sum up,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
if we sum up all the transactions performed by a specific customer in the entire month and make a single
Yeah.
record,
Okay.
right? If you sum up all
Yes.
of them and make a single record, then
Yes.
in such cases that particular table is at month grain, right? Granularity.
Month grain. Okay. So okay. Okay.
I mean, you're understanding, right? Granularity. You have
Yes.
huge
Yes.
data
Yeah.
summing up to make few records, and again summing up
Into
to
one.
one.
Okay.
If you sum up all these data and make one record for entire month, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this kind of summing the data and right, that we call as drill down and drill up. So going into deep is drill down.
Yeah.
Going into I mean, if you have data at month level, you are exploring the data at day level, that is nothing but drill down. If you are exploring the data at minute level
Oh.
or hour level, that we
Yes.
go still,
So
we are drilling more, right?
okay.
So
Yeah.
these are the drill up, and if you come out, if you come vice versa, then drill up, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So mainly for ETL guy, this is not that important. I mean, whoever performs the report, creates reports, right? It is very important for them,
Yeah.
drilling up and drill down,
Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You
So
can
I
proceed.
mean, these are the topics we cover in data warehouse. And coming to the tool Ab Initio, right?
Yeah.
Ab Initio is a Latin word, right? And the meaning of Ab Initio is from the beginning,
Yeah.
right? So the word Ab Initio is taken from a Latin word, right? So this particular tool has been the has been the best in the market till today. It performs many complex things which are not that much possible in other tools like Informatica, Data Stage and all, right?
Oh.
So
Yeah.
this Ab Initio is very expensive, at the same time very I mean very quick also, and very user friendly and all, right?
Yeah.
So but it is very expensive. I mean, if you buy an Informatica, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you buy Ab Initio, and with that cost, with that price, you can buy 15 to 20 Informatica licenses. That costly it is.
Oh. Huge. Huge
Yeah.
investment.
Yes. So only the major business organizations go for Ab Initio, banking and all, banking,
Yeah.
telecom.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
who has very huge data, we'll go for Ab Initio.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Okay. So I mean, Ab Initio is a ETL tool. Like apart from just using for data warehouse, it can simply perform extracting the data and loading into some other place also. The target
Okay.
it's not mandatory that your target has to be a data warehouse, right? It can be any
Yes.
table. Yeah, source can be any table or file, or at the same time target also can be any table or file.
Yes.
Right? But the main purpose of ETL tool is to maintain data warehouse. But apart from performing ETL of data warehouse, apart from loading data warehouse, that can be used for loading any other tables also, tables and files also.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Right? So this is how the basic architecture of Ab Initio. Right? So if you see the bottom layer, it is an operating system. So if you want to
Yes.
install any software, it has to be in a specific operating system, right? So in most
Yeah. Okay.
99.99 cases, we use Unix for installing Ab Initio,
Oh,
right?
Unix. You mean Linux or Unix?
Unix, most of the cases.
Linux. Okay. Oh, Unix.
And in our training in these classes, since we do
Yeah.
not have the Unix, I have installed on Windows, and I will be explaining from Windows itself. But
Oh, is
but
there any difference? Difference? Huh?
difference in the sense, I mean, Unix supports many commands which is not supported by Windows, and as you know,
Oh,
Unix is very secured and very faster than Windows.
yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I got.
Right.
I got.
So in most cases, anybody will have Ab Initio in Unix. But as a developer, you are going to work in Windows environment only. How it is, I will explain you. Right. You know, a server and
Yeah.
client relationship for anything.
Yes. Yes.
If you go for Java, .NET, or any or databases, anything. If you see, if you take SQL
Yes.
server, the server will be in at one place, right? That will, and
Yeah.
all other clients will connect to that specific server, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So uh, I mean, you have idea about SQL server, right? You told me, right?
Yes. Yes. I know. Yeah.
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 So in the SQL server, there will be one server located at some place, and there can be 100 users connecting to that
Yes.
server and making operations. So
Yeah.
that is what we call as server and client relationship, right? So the same way in Ab
Okay.
Initio
Yeah.
also we have server and clients, right? So the second
Yeah.
layer
Okay.
from the bottom of Ab Initio cooperating system, right? This Ab Initio
Yeah.
cooperating
Cooperating
system,
system.
yeah, Ab Initio cooperating system is nothing but the Ab Initio server, right? So
Abinitio server. Oh.
yeah, so this Ab Initio server is installed in a specific operating system. It could be Unix or Windows, right? So
Okay.
this
Okay.
server will be connected by other client applications, right? There are three
Oh,
types of
this one.
yeah. If you see the fourth layer, application development environments,
Yes.
right? They are nothing but the client applications, right? So there you have three things: graphical development environment, C++ development environment, and shell environment. So and in general, everybody uses graphical development environment, right? So using the
Yeah.
graphical
Okay.
development
Yeah.
environment client, you are going to connect to the Ab Initio server, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Ab Initio
A
server
server is
is
nothing but a cooperating system.
yes, cooperating system is the server, and to the cooperating system which is installed on a specific Unix machine, you are going to connect
Yeah.
through your graphical development environment.
Yes, yes. And
right?
about what about this component library, user-defined components and third-party components?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
If you look at, this is how the graphical development environment looks like, right? So you were asking about, oh, just a second, I have not shared. Oh, okay, are you able to see this?
Yeah, I can see.
So this is the Ab Initio GDE, graphical development environment. So whatever coding you are going to do, you are going to perform here, right? And
Yeah.
you create some code and you run it, right? When you run the code, it will go and connect to the cooperating system and perform the operations.
Oh.
Right, so single server,
Yeah.
and there can be 100 employees in a specific company who uses Ab Initio. So
Yeah.
everybody will have this GDE only. In each and every
Oh.
system, cooperating system will not be installed, right?
Yeah.
So one server and many clients, and this component library, user defined component, and third party component. If you see, are you able to see these components, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
So there are various components given by Ab Initio, using which you are going to perform your coding. So unlike Java and .NET, in Java and .NET, what you will have to write code and all, if while loops and all. But in Ab
Yes, yes,
Initio
yes.
or any other ETL tool, this is just dragging and dropping your component and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
performing some operations.
Graphical
Yeah.
environment. Yeah.
Yes, graphical environment. This is we call as the graphical development environment, GDE, right?
Yeah.
So your client is GDE and your server is cooperating system. Clear, right?
Yeah. I mean, this server is cooperating system, right?
Yes. And the client is
Server is
GDE.
GD. Yes.
Client is GDE, right? And if you see the Ab Initio metadata repository,
Yeah.
we have already seen what is metadata repository. It stores the
Yeah.
data about the data.
Good data. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the architecture, and this is how. Okay. So in our Ab Initio, whatever code we write, right,
Yeah.
that we call as a graph, right?
Graph.
You understand, right? That we call as
Okay.
graph. In graph, you are going to pull all your components. Like this is file component, the first one. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there are other components called reformat, filter by expression, and there are two other file components. These are output file components, good customers, and so what here, I mean, this is a sample graph. What he is doing is like he is reading a customer file, right? He is making some
Yeah.
operations and separating out the good customers and other customers.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
You understood, right?
Finally, they had done the. I mean, they had filtered the customers.
Yes. So if you have a file to pick manually, it is different. It is difficult, right? So that is where the ETL tool
Yes.
comes
Yes.
into picture. ETL tool reads the data from
Yeah.
some file or table, and it performs various operations. This is an example where you are splitting the good and other customers, but there can be
Yes. Yes.
thousand, I mean, millions of operations that can be done.
Yeah. Many
There can
millions
be
of
any.
customers are there, and they will get all the customer whatever the enterprise requirement customers.
Yes. So whatever the business user wants, that can be done by Ab Initio.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a sample graph. This is how the graph looks
Yeah.
like. So
Yeah.
there will be data sets, right? This is the source. The first one. This is the source data set, and this is the target data set, and these are the programming
Yeah.
components, right? So this is how the basic
Reformat,
graph
filter
looks
by
like.
expression.
Yeah,
Yes.
if I want to show here, this is how it will do
And
that.
may I know the its version, please? Version?
Yeah, that's what I was about to tell you. The version which I have is like 1.10, right?
Oh,
But the
1.1.
latest one is like 3 point something.
Oh, 3
Okay,
point.
yeah, 3.15 I'm using in my office. Okay,
Oh,
and
3 point.
as you know, Ab Initio is very expensive and which cannot be given outside, right? So I could not
Yeah.
find
Oh,
I could not find the later version than this.
oh, no, no, not having later version.
Yeah.
I think even you guys have. I think you guys got the software not having.
Sorry?
You didn't get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
latest version.
No.
Oh, you are
I do
just
not
you are
have the
working.
latest.
You are work.
Yeah, I mean, in my organization, in my company, I have latest version and I work on latest versions, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, to explain you to train you, I do not have the
Yeah.
latest version.
Oh,
I mean,
you use
this
just
is
the 1.10. Okay.
yeah, this is the one I have 1.10 only. But
Okay.
whatever the new features which have been added to the latest versions, I'll be explaining them through screenshots,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, screenshots using
Yeah,
screenshots.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's up to you. I mean, if whether you feel comfortable or not, it's up to you. But
Yeah.
this is what I can do, right? So, I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay. Okay.
it's very extremely difficult to get this software
Oh,
available outside.
at least this one can get outside.
Yeah, this one, even this one is not also available outside, but somehow the institute guys can provide it to you.
Oh, institute guys can provide
Yeah,
this.
yeah. They will provide it to you, and you can practice in your home from with
Yeah,
this version.
because I have to practice, right? So that's
Yes.
why.
Of course. Yeah. For practicing, they will provide it to you, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's any only few number of days like that, or
No, I mean it is planned for around 1 month, right? I mean
yeah.
what like the license of the version or
No. It's the software.
the
If I bought from the institute, or it will expire, sir, after some few
no.
days,
It won't expire.
something.
I mean you can use it throughout
Oh,
life.
no expiry date.
No expiry
Yeah,
date.
no expiry date, right?
Yeah, you can practice for
And
any time.
if we compare to earliest version and this one,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, latest version and this one,
Mm-hmm.
how much percentage this in is
Yeah,
it will involve in the
percentage.
latest
Yeah, percentage wise, it would be difficult to tell, but there are some features have been added, right? So, but
oh
basic component set looks same. I mean, the same thing
oh
it
GA
does
looks
like. Yeah, there may be few graphical, I mean, look and feel may little differed, and there are
yeah
there are some features have been added, but definitely
yeah
there is a difference. I accept that, but
yeah oh
I
okay
mean, whatever is missing, and most of the things I can explain through screenshots,
yeah
right?
okay yeah
If you are comfortable,
yes
right? So this is how
yeah you can
graphs
continue.
looks like. So I mean there are some basic concepts in like data sets, right? As we have seen here. So the sources and the targets we call as data sets
Data sets, yeah.
and components. So here if you see reformat and filter by expression, these two are
Yeah.
the components. Suppose in your database what you do from a table, if you want to extract suppose you have a EMP table and you want to extract data for only data of the employees who belongs to department number 10. What will you do? You will write a where condition, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So the similarly in Ab Initio we have some component given to select only the required data, filter by expression.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you perform various functions.
This is called
If
as
you want to,
component.
yeah, this we call as component. So I mean you have first name and last name, and you want to concatenate both first name and last name to give the complete name. So there are there are various functions. Yeah, there are various functions given by Ab Initio. So the similar way in database, even in database you have functions, right? So similar way in Ab Initio there are functions, but the number of functions given in Ab Initio are huge. I mean there are many functions given.
Oh,
right?
many functions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
I have one help file, right?
yeah.
Which is of version, some middle version. I don't know which version it is. Right. This help file contains many newer concepts also.
Oh.
How to see the version? Oh yeah, 2.14 version. Yeah. So I have the
system.
Yeah, I have a file for 2.14 version.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, this can be
So
installable, huh? Installable?
no, yeah. I mean, this you can have a soft copy anywhere. You can just open and read it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I can provide it to you, right?
Yeah, sure.
And right. So there are set of components. So the main part is like components only. There are 10 to 12 components. So we are going to I'm going to explain about each and every component and how to use it and what is its purpose.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
And may I know how many components? Number of components?
Around 10 to 12 major components. Like these are.
Oh, these are the major components, and few as compared to newer version.
There may be there may be 4 to 5, even not 4 to 5, even 3 to maybe 3 to 4 extra components are there, and there are so many functions have been added, right? If you look at if you look at this version, in this version you have many functions which are not there in this version 1.14. Right.
Oh, and latest version having different functions, more functions, right?
Yeah, few more. I mean, definitely,
few more.
definitely there will be version to version. Few functions will get added, right?
Yeah.
So few functionalities will get added.
Yeah. Yes.
And different kind of components perform different jobs. Yeah. So so I'll be explaining all these things. Sandbox directory. I mean, whatever code we write, right? So that will be stored in a specific structure of directories, right? So there will be a base directory under which there will be some more directories. So the base directory is called as sandbox.
Oh, the sandbox. I mean, projects.
Yeah. So for a specific kind of project will be stored under specific sandbox.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. And DML is nothing but the layout. If you have a table, if you have 10 columns in a specific table, so that is defined in a specific file, the specific format. That particular format we call as DML. Column name, its data type, and its length, right? And it's whether it is nullable or not. The similar way, if you take any database, you have column name, its data type, its length, and if it is nullable or not.
Oh, that is a DML. DML
So
language, data manipulation language, or any other language?
no, it's DML in database terminology is different. DML in database terminology is data manipulation language, but
Yeah,
here
this
is
one.
DML is just the representation of your record layout,
Record
right?
layout.
Record structure,
Oh, oh, record
right?
structure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for any file or table, there has to be some structure, right? It should have
yes,
some
yes,
columns. It should have some database, right? The data types,
yeah,
right? So that is stored in a
yeah.
specific format that we call as DML. And
Oh, okay, okay.
we initially seen, right, GD and cooperating system.
Yeah.
GD is the client and cooperating system is the server.
So if any job to be worked means we have to work in GD only, right? Not in cooperative system.
No, anything will be done in GD only.
GD.
Cooperating
Okay.
system is a server. That's it.
Server, just server. Okay. Oh, so you will be involved in install in Windows server, right?
Yeah. GD is installed in Windows Server,
Yeah,
and
the
you are
Windows
going to
server.
work on in Windows only.
Oh, Windows
And
only. Only in Windows.
yeah, Unix also will be there. I mean, on basic your server will be on Unix, and you will have to type some command. There are various commands given by Ab Initio, right? So that
Yeah.
you will need to execute.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So, but
So these are the components.
major, yeah, these are some of the components like in output file, input file, filter by expression, join. You know, join in database,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yeah, I
So
know.
similar kind of things can be performed. Sort, you know, sort, right? So
Yes.
order by. So such
Yeah.
thing.
Check.
There are many such things which can be done in Ab Initio,
Oh, okay.
right? And
Mm.
yeah, there are other topics I will be covering in Ab Initio. So first thing is cooperating system, the sandbox structure. I told you, right?
Sandbox.
That
Yes. Yes.
directory
Yeah.
structure of your Ab Initio, and
Yeah.
there are types of components: partitioning components, departitioning, sort components, transformation components. I mean, the components we have seen here, right? So this is just
Yeah.
the few of them, and the components are subcategorized into categorized, right? There are partitioning components, departitioning, sort components, FTP components, compress, validate components, and miscellaneous components. So
Yeah.
in each set there will be 2 or 3 components, and we will be dealing with each and everything, right? And working with graphs and plans. So I have told you, right, we call this as graph earlier. This this we call as graph, right?
Yeah.
We have a source file, we are performing something using components and creating 2 files, right? So that
Yeah.
doing that
Yes. Yes.
that is called as graph, right? And if you
Graph.
have multiple
Yeah.
graphs, if you want to run one graph after another, and you have 5 to 6 graph, and you want to run all those graphs in one after another, so I'll keep all my graphs
Yeah.
into a plan, right? So
Oh,
that we call
plan.
as a plan,
Like. Okay. Oh,
right?
plan.
So I'll combine multiple graphs and keep them in plan, and if I run my plan internally, it will run all graphs. That's
Yeah.
it,
Oh,
right?
okay. Okay.
So,
Yes.
and I'll be
A
explaining you.
group of jobs.
Yeah,
Can call a group of
group
jobs.
yeah, group of graphs, group of
Yeah.
graphs run together.
Yeah.
So
And do we need any coding inside this? Is any
yeah,
pre-skill?
there are, yeah, we can, I mean, basic coding, everything will be taken care by Ab Initio components itself. But if you want to
Okay.
achieve some advanced functionalities, like if you want to perform some for loop, while loops, if you want to perform
Yeah.
such kind of loopings and things, so that for such things you will need to write coding.
Oh, only that coding for loops
Yeah, some
while.
advanced, yeah, if you want to achieve some advanced functionality, then you will need to write coding,
Oh,
right? And
oh,
all the basic,
only that coding. Only that coding
yeah,
or any other?
Yeah, mainly with loopings, for loops, while loop.
Mainly.
If
Yeah.
mainly with looping, you will need to write coding, and otherwise most of the things can be handled using your functions.
Oh, okay. All the default functions.
Yeah, there will be default functions, and you can write your own function also. If you want to perform something which is not directly possible by a specific function given by Ab Initio, so you are going to combine 3 or 4 functions and make a single function.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
user defined function. If you want to use it at multiple places, otherwise what you need to do, you'll need to use all the 5 or 6 functions every place, right? So
Okay.
if you
Oh.
prepare a user defined function, that function can be used in multiple places, right? That will
Yes.
yeah, that will make your work easy, right? So
Yes. Yes.
such default
Yeah.
user defined function
So
also can be there.
these are the other topics to cover.
Yeah, other topics to cover.
Email development,
Yeah,
EML.
DML I told you, right? So types of
Yeah.
DMLs I'm going to explain, and working with
Yeah.
functions, and
Function.
working with
Yeah.
parameters. You know parameters, right?
Yeah.
Parameters and variables. I mean the value whose value changes one run to run,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Okay.
And
Yes.
working with PDL.
PD.
PDL means programming definition language, and this is one of the important topic. And I mean at this point of time, you may not understand that. So
Oh.
once you get some idea about parameters, then you'll understand what PDL is,
Yeah.
right? So working with databases, there will be tables, right? So how to extract data from tables, how to load data
Yeah.
into table, how to
Yeah.
update
Okay.
data, how to insert data, and how to delete,
Yeah.
and how to truncate a
Yes.
table, right?
Yeah.
Everything data dealing with databases. There are specific components for each,
Yeah.
and there are
It mean working through Ab Initio software.
yeah. In the Ab Initio
Oh,
itself,
trunk.
you'll have
Oh.
database. So your Ab Initio will connect to database and extract the data. Your Ab Initio will connect to database and load the data, insert the data. It updates, it truncates, it does anything
Oh, it
with the
does.
database.
It through the changes will be done in Ab Initio and the changes occurs in tables, right? What you do?
Yeah. You create a graph, right?
Yeah.
You run
Okay.
a graph. So when you run your graph, what it does, it reads the data from a file and loads into a table, right?
Yes.
This is just an example. You can do anything.
Yeah. Okay.
You can read data from 10 files and load into single table, or you can extract data from a table and create a file with that data. You can do anything
Yeah.
using Ab Initio.
We can create table also by using Ab Initio.
No, creation is not possible, but load working with the table is possible. You can
Working
truncate
with
it,
it.
you can delete it, you can
And
insert.
how about yeah? And how about this is a
Yeah, truncate. Yes,
operate
truncate can also be
truncate
done
also.
using Ab Initio.
Okay. Yeah. But the table structure cannot be modified. Okay.
Even that is also possible. I mean, yeah, even that is also possible. There is a component,
Oh.
SQL component, where you can write any kind of SQL query.
Any kind of SQL query.
Yeah,
Okay.
any valid SQL query we can write using SQL
Yeah.
component.
In Ab Initio, do we need to write any queries?
Yes,
Select command,
yes,
set
you
update
will.
queries through command.
Yes, you will need to write queries.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Ultimately,
instead of
if
using
you
these graphs, you can write directly queries.
no, I mean you using the graphs only, right?
Yeah.
Within the graphs, you will need to write queries. If you have a table component, input table component, what does input
Yes.
table component do? It reads the data from a table, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
either you can directly provide your table name, it will extract the entire data, right?
Okay.
But
Yes.
suppose if you want to extract the data only for few columns, If you have 100
Yeah.
columns, you want to extract only for few columns. Then you will have to write query. Uh, select A comma B comma C from table XYZ, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So there are, I mean, many other things like multi-file system, EME, enterprise metadata environment, EME data store setting, EME deployment, parallelism, and these things, even if I mean, these are the various things I'm going to cover. I mean, you can go to Google and search what does these mean. I mean, in the meantime, if you want
Okay.
to, right? But
Yes, 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 yes.
yeah, I'll explain you all these things.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, this is what is basics of
Oh,
just
this is
overview of
the
data warehouse
finance.
and Ab Initio.
And how can you provide this software through online?
Yeah,
Can you provide?
yeah, they will email you, the institute guys, right?
Oh,
They will email you.
insurance. Okay.
Yeah, but there is
And
one
installation.
limitation. Yeah, there is one
Uh,
limitation is like you should have XP with you. It will not be
XP.
installed in, yeah, it will not be installed in Windows 7.
Oh,
That is the
in
limitation.
server 2003.
I've never
My
tried
personal computer.
actually.
My personal computer is 2003. My office is Windows 7.
Oh, you can do one thing.
Yeah.
You know about virtual machines, right? Virtual box and uh,
I know, but I heard, but I did not implement that thing.
yeah. I mean, I can explain you how to install. Even the institute guys can provide those things also.
Oh,
Virtual box or some virtual operating system, and from there you can
okay.
install your Ab Initio, right?
Oh,
So that is the advantage we have. Even if you don't have XP, we can have that in virtual machine.
so virtual through virtual machine we can work.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. That's the thing, right?
yeah,
Okay. Um,
and
I
yeah,
I will first of all we need data warehousing concepts with us, and later the Ab Initio the things going to be work, right.
yes,
So
yeah. Initially, I will
I
explain about data.
yes, yes, yes. I will mail the things and extra things to the Attain Technologies.
Okay,
You
okay,
you
okay,
work
okay.
for you work for the Attain Technologies, right?
Uh, Not exactly. Uh, I mean, through Attend Technologies, I give some kind of trainings. That's it.
Oh, okay, okay.
I work in a separate company.
Oh, you work in separate company. So anyway, I have to inform to the Attain Technologies,
Yes,
and I
yes, yes. Of
will.
course, of course.
Yeah, yeah. May I know your
Okay.
name, please?
Ram.
Oh, you are Ram. Okay.
Yeah. You yourself
I
is
will. Uma Mahesh. Uma
Uma. Okay.
Mahesh.
Uma Mahesh. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I will inform the Attain Technologies, and I will. They will let you know the all the details.
Okay, okay. Yeah, fine, fine. No problem.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for
Okay, yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot.
spending time for me. Thanks. Thank you. Bye
Okay,
bye.
okay. No problem. Thanks. Bye.